and then we can begin with our recap. Who would like to begin our recap for today? Who remembers the distant time of 2 weeks ago?
Not a whole lot happened, really.
Yeah.
It was mostly
We went
just a boss
outside.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Birdman introduced him as Rugian Kim. I still don't know how to pronounce my own last name. I'll get it eventually. He said he was there for Silver String.
Did he say Silver
hired-
String?
Renard.
Renard? He was there for Renard to bring him back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And said it went one of three ways usually.
Yeah. And it did go one of those ways, which was the rough stuff. We got our asses handed to us again, but we're eventually victorious, thanks to lots and lots of healing jam.
Thank
Yes.
you, Maddie.
That healing jam saved our butts. I think.
Yeah, we'd have been
For
very
sure.
fucked. Yeah. Tolmond went down, and
Died.
the bad guy coup de grace him while he was down to kill him.
Yep.
Terrible.
And then he quickly died after that. Or did he die quickly after that? It was like
Yes.
a round or two.
It was a round or so after, yeah.
It was the same round because he had like 4 attacks that hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The snails pretty thoroughly looted the fortress. We got our own little bit of loot, and in addition, a box of bags that we have to figure out how to
yes. With a trap.
disarm, I guess you'd say, or
I do have a small idea for that, by the way.
good.
I just want to say, as the DM, do you remember, like, in session 0 when I say I sometimes will make traps that even I don't know what the correct answer is to? Exhibit A, the box of bags.
Well, the good part is we did manage to disarm the trap, kind of. There's just one part that we can't disarm.
Which is, the portal into the astral plane if we fuck up.
Yeah, the nuke.
We brought the body of Tolman back, and reaching out to the fledgling deity for help, we were able to bring Tolman back.
Really appreciate it. By the way.
Yeah. It was a bit scary.
Unfortunately, we still didn't get the book that we wanted.
Yep,
We got a
and
book, just not the book we wanted.
We got the 2-way traveler's journal, the talking journal, but
Oh, yes.
the gray person was able to teleport away.
Yes.
And blot out most of the journal.
Yep.
Except for the, reveal.
Yep.
We also found out that Ruyan has sisters. Oh yeah, never mind. It's put in the chat there. Plus as many sisters. Like, I don't remember the exact number, but he was like the quote least powerful one, I think.
Oh, of the henchmen? Yeah.
Hopefully his sisters aren't the henchmen.
Yeah.
Many hands and many sisters.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything else?
For real.
I'm not
No.
Gonna, I'm not
I
gonna
just
lie.
Main
wanted to
highlights.
When I was
D&D
planning,
meets anime villain scaling.
when I was planning your cold, like I got halfway through it and realized this is anime. Like this is just anime.
For real.
Uh,
But like,
so, Tolman, when you did die, you did get a vision. There was a moment where you did see, a shadowed landscape, a dark mirror of the one you're currently in. But the key difference was, in its heavens toiled a green sun. And then you woke up spouting scripture. Am I correct on those? I should be.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely remember the shadowy figure, but I don't remember the green sun. But good to know.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions?
Think we're good.
So at this point, it's the title card, right? Just the day after. You've all taken your rest, much needed. You feel powerful, like the will of the world and the tiny little deity in the palm of your hands is empowering you, and you're finding powers that you're acquiring faster than normal, more like perhaps more mortal can. Tolman, you can easily see through your magical training that nobody should be flinging fireballs within like 5 days. Um, so you're growing incredibly quick. And you realize this. Everybody, you kind of realize this. You feel. Well, how do you feel about that? You can take a moment to chew on that if you'd so like. Or does your character not, perhaps, view themselves in the same yardstick like we do? Or meter stick for Silver Song.
Are we just gonna like go around the table
If you want, we could
regarding?
Yeah, if you want, that's fine. How does
Okay.
how does your character find themselves after this? It's been kind of hectic. Like you went from the dungeon to the castle, and they were both really brutal encounters. One of you did get scarred. That would be Will, who took the strange crystalline magical weapon that kind of overcame you for a little bit and nearly killed you. So I know that left its own scars, but yeah, let's take a minute and go around if you'd so like. What kind of mind space are you in now that you're back in the Madam or Maddie's marvelous merchandise?
I'll start. I have a kind of idea. But I think Nibley at least would become more and more obsessive as to what she can do. Like maybe I can do this. Maybe what my goal is actually possible. Maybe I can do it myself. That kind of thing. Instead of trying to find somebody to do the thing.
So a little bit more confident and self-reliant.
Um, More like I need to find what kind of magic can accomplish what I want.
Okay.
So
All right, who's
I guess I'll go next.
All right, Sorcerer, the artist formerly known as Sorcerer.
For real. Silver String probably, yeah, would be feeling like, okay, we're progressing. Like we're definitely somehow able to rise to the challenges as much as they're difficult. He's been in situations before where people are doing certain things to sacrifice to gain a lot of power. So he's probably not feeling completely out of water about it. It's like, okay, this is happening, and it's probably because of the godling. Oh, great. Well, I have pledged myself to it, so be it.
All right, Will or Tolman, who wants to go next? You know
Will,
what?
you want to go?
I was gonna say we should probably end with Tolman because Tolman did actually die. I feel like if anybody's been
Right.
changed in the last couple days, it's been Tolman.
Well, I think Will is feeling worried and confused. He's not sure how he wound up here. I mean, I was supposed to be doing a job to meet some people to go take care of something, and then next thing I know, I'm running for my life. Wanted. People want to kill me, and then we're being hunted, and we go to this cave to recover these things, and then we're after a book, and we've got people hunting us, trying to kill us. I don't even know why. Still, we've found this deity of a sort, but it's still growing. Just I'm out of my depth. I'm just sort of hanging on at this point to try to cope. I've been nearly killed every day, it seems, and horribly scarred at this point. I'm just hoping to live through this whole experience. Just trying to survive.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Will. And finally, Tolman, what are you feeling? With the familiar sting of death still settling amongst your guts.
So as far as the progression goes, Tolman has absolutely zero concept of what he should or shouldn't be able to achieve at the moment, having zero formal training of any kind as far as magic goes. He obviously understands that everyone's getting stronger and more capable. And he's starting to relate to some of the stories, some of the grand adventures that he's read, but he never understood how heavy the world can be. Now, having tasted death, there's a very real sense of danger that he didn't understand before. And he knows that most people don't come back from that. So there's going to be a very heavy air, almost not quite like a depressed sense, but that understanding of, wow, this is a lot. And so he's not going to be as bright-eyed and bewildered by everything as he once was. So he will have grown a lot in the past couple days because he's experienced more in the past week than he has in the last 20 years outside of books.
He's starting to realize that not all the stories tend to neglect certain things.
Yeah, it's not all rainbows and sunshine. It's not all happy endings. There are some grim adventures, so to speak. And there are real consequences.
Alright. So the next, air quotes, morning, what passes for morning here. Are you still setting up a watch while you're in the inn?
I think
Kind of imagine the snails would
I
be
think we,
on alert, right?
yeah, I think we feel pretty safe, wouldn't we?
Honestly, yeah.
I figured at this
You
point
know,
you probably
flying
would. But
in, yeah.
some people are incredibly paranoid in these games.
Well, I think that just because of, him mentioning that he had sisters, Nibbler's just very, keeping an eye on the horizon kind of thing.
There may be more.
Yeah, no, for real. She's just, not paranoid, losing sleep, that kind of thing, but just keeping an eye out.
Fair enough.
And since she's an elf, like, she has all that time to stare at the horizon.
There's one thing Nivli has in abundance is time. Lest her adventurers say otherwise. And so it is on the morning after that fateful day. Some of you nearly dying. Some of you actually dying. Your door creaks open slowly to the sound of a scuttling, squishy little snail entering your rooms. Balancing an ungodly amount of breakfast trays that seem to both defy the laws of God and man, are just dumped all over every little bit of spare furniture you have in your rooms. Chairs, the little bedside tables, the empty spot next to you in your bed, just covered in scones, all kinds of creams, everything you could want from a breakfast, including any dietary needs you may or may not have. Good morning, guys, says a little snail voice. You don't have to get up, but the food's here when you're ready for it.
Thank you.
Mama Maddie said that you might need time to plan or figure some things out later. If you need that, just go ahead and do your thing. You got the run of the place. Good morning, y'all. And with that, the door slowly, creaks closed. So slowly that the snail doesn't get it closed all the way, and then it opens a little bit, and then you can hear the sound of a snail, quote-unquote, sprinting, very slowly chasing the door down to get it actually closed the rest of the way. It's like, oh, I got that. Oh, sorry. All right, night. Slam. And thus you find yourselves half asleep.
Yeah.
In a cozy cottage room filled with the smells of breakfast.
I imagine I'd wash up and make my way downstairs. Just looking for whatever has been prepared.
Silverstring as well will take some time, wash up, and then go downstairs. See Will. Sit down next to him. Good morning.
Hi. Morning. Well, we make it one more day, right?
One more day today, another day tomorrow,
Oh.
and one day we take down the cult.
Oh, you're quite the optimist.
Well, no use being otherwise.
I prefer to be realistic myself, but we'll do what we can do.
Is your realism going to tell you that you're going to die? Doesn't sound very fun or fitting. Believe in yourself.
Eventually. There's no escaping that.
Well, yes.
That's just how you do it.
God dang it, well. Then I'll go to eating breakfast. Silverstring does look different.
Guess you've cleaned up a bit, haven't you?
No use keeping the facade alive anymore.
Right. I reckon we've all changed a bit over what's gone on. None of us is the same.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Well, I don't know about your room, but mine does have a mirror.
Yeah, you still will.
Right. Just with
Nibley, still Nibley. Tolman's a bit odd, but still Tolman.
bits of
I do have to find.
bits of sparkly shit in my face. Well, what face there is left.
Makes you unique. You know?
Right. Just because you're unique doesn't make you useful. Sometimes it just makes you broken. He'll just put some breakfast on his plate and munch away at it.
Realism. Mm-hmm.
It's typical hearty snail fare. A lot of they're real like root vegetable based people, but they understand you need meat and eggs in vast quantities. That being said, everything's just a tad undersalted, though they do provide salt at the tables under several layers of protection.
Everything has just a slight aftertaste. I can't put my finger on the flavor. Sort of don't know, like a slick feel to everything. I guess that's to be expected when your food's prepared by,
Snails.
snails. Yes,
Maybe they added some of the jam in.
I try not to think about it or think too much about what's the jam made of. With the amount I've used and consumed, I'd rather not ponder it much.
I'm sure it's.
Maybe it's all innocent.
They have a
maybe-
garden or something somewhere.
At least the tea is good.
Have we seen any fruit trees around that could be made into jam that we've
Are you
tasted?
sure?
You have not,
Yeah.
Maybe?
you have not seen any fruit trees. You have seen strawberry bushes, though. Which I will point
okay.
out is the one flavor of fruit jelly you have not received.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Because you've received so far I think you've received like a melon and like a couple of marmalade ones. But that's really about it.
interesting.
Fantastic.
Also, I want to point out, I think it was like 3 episodes ago, Mama Maddie did say she could only make one a day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
good.
Okay.
Soylent Green is snails.
I'm inclined to not. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I said Soylent Green is snails.
For real. Gross.
Nibley will also choose not to think about it too hard.
Yeah, as it turns.
Are you guys doing okay? You're all looking at your meals a little strange. You've
No,
got-
it's delicious.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Do you
Ow.
have something? Do you have something a little, I don't know, stiffer, stronger to maybe add to my tea?
Oh, you want some alcohol?
He means alcohol.
Just
Yes, please.
Maddie immediately turns to Nivli and slowly, ever so slowly, points an accusing finger. Oh, I think that's a jinx.
You can have it. You can have it.
All right, now, do you got a preference for alcohol? We have all kinds of stuff that we acquire from the various denizens of the cities we pass. We got everything from elven wine to human cognac, all kinds of things.
Is something something strong, please.
Oh, how strong are you looking for on a scale of 1 to dead?
Let's see.
Based
Dead
on how
minus-
we-
Let's say dead -2.
Alright, dead -2. Okay, that's a nice, healthy level. Then you hear her just walk in. Marcy, will you get out the jalapeno reserve?
Oh,
And then a few minutes
Nibbler
later,
turns to Will. I cannot wait to just try this.
like Maddie comes out with a bunch of gourds. Alright, this here's the jalapeno reserve. It's strong enough to knock the boots off you, but it's also very spicy and quite delicious. Pours you like a cup. It steams. It's best served hot.
Oh, right. I'd prefer just to have a couple of the gourds, if you wouldn't mind. I'm happy to pay for them.
Have you tried? Maybe you should try it before you know.
Like, is anybody
Commit.
looking at what she's pouring?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
thick.
Gonna
It's thick orange
Yeah,
and green.
congeal if it's not.
He'll just drink it.
So, whatever mad person who, in the depths of their tormented nightmares, asks themselves, can I make an alcoholic all-in-one nacho cheese experience? They didn't ask
Dwarven whiskey.
themselves, should they invent an alcoholic all-in-one nacho cheese experience? Because this thing tastes like you're eating like what we would consider convenience store nachos. Like it's like the drink
Gas
form of that.
nachos.
Yeah, this tastes like a bad time at a good gas station.
Can we maybe have the cognac instead? Nothing personal. This is just not my speed.
Okay, well, here we go. We have here's some apple cognac for you. And she puts down a rather like plain looking gourd. This one not smoldering. Does anybody want to
Right,
try the
right, so-
jalapeno reserve before I put it away? It's quite delicious. It's also good for a sauce.
I'll try it.
Just pours you. It's like, it's not glug glug. It's more like slowly moving chunks, then a slop into the cup before it's served steaming in front of you. Strangely, it's good, but
Lovely.
like in just the weirdest way. Unless you have taste.
Reheated leftovers that you're not sure how old they are.
Yeah. Will down his tea and then fill his cup with the gourd, and then just start drinking from the cup.
All right, the cognac is a lot more normal than the jalapeno reserve. That being said, it is still very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Is that more suitable, or can I get you something else? I do have a little bit of magical liqueur here.
No,
and
this-
there.
This is fine.
Okay, well, I'm so
it'll
happy I can
it'll do
help.
quite nicely. Thank you.
No problem. She looks down.
So
You can go and just keep that bottle. You can go and keep the gourd of
thank you.
You can go and keep the gourd of jalapeno reserve too. Nobody ever takes the stuff. I don't know why. It's delicious. So against your will, you're given the jalapeno reserve, in addition to the to the cognac, which
Might go nice with warm bread.
You doing okay there? I thought you wanted death -2.
Yes, but I'd rather drink my alcohol than chew it.
That's quitter talk, I think.
Well, you're welcome to all the jalapeno reserve you'd like.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm perfectly okay.
Right.
Should be
So
noted, he didn't say how he wanted it.
he'll take another drink of the cognac and look around the table. Well, where do we go from here?
Did we want to retrieve our astrologer?
I think that might be best.
It would be a good place to start.
Yes.
Is there suddenly a second Maddie?
The first one broke, so I had to bring a second one out to threaten the first one.
Nivleri, are you still able to communicate with Khan?
Oh yes, I can. The day has. This is the new day, right?
A new day has
Yes.
A
dawned.
new day. Okay. Long rested, technically.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Whoops. I forgot to do that. All right. I can. Yes, I can. You want me to call him now? I can do that. I think we haven't beat on breakfast though.
Right. Before we call him, what do we want to say?
It's.
I mean, do we have
Hey, are you alive?
some sort of plan for how we'll get him back? I mean, do we even know where he is?
Well, he might know where he is.
In jail.
Oh, right. Yeah, but that's. I mean,
It's a shot in the
geographically,
dark.
where? I mean,
It's a shot in the dark, but he is quite bright.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Say like we're on our way.
Yeah, but I mean, we need to know where he is. Like, is he still in town where we left him? Have they taken him somewhere else?
Again, he might know if he's traveled a great distance or a short distance. There are byproducts of teleportation, I understand.
Hmm.
So, again, maybe just ask him. And as far as a plan, well, until we know where he is, we can't really formulate one.
Right. So we ask him where he is. We tell him that we're coming for him.
And maybe an update on the journal and the cult,
Yes.
assuming Silverstring is okay divulging that information.
I mean, we can. But, I mean, we've only got so many words. Where are you? We're coming to get you. And then there's a cult involved? Do we know what the cult's name is?
I don't remember. It was House something.
Yeah. My
I'm
family
just
name.
concerned that they may have potentially taken the stone from him, and we'd just be speaking
Well, you can
Wait,
to the
you can
gods.
communicate with him directly, correct?
I can,
Well,
yes.
And we knew that they had the sending stone.
right. But the cards on the table here, Silverstring. What the fuck have you gotten us involved in? I mean, it's your family, right? I mean, I think you know more than you're telling us, and with what we've been through, I think we're entitled to know what's happening.
Yeah, that's fair. What would you like to know? My family's evil.
Maybe what the fuck is
Well-
going on here? I mean, why do they want to kill us all?
I do not know. Still don't know what you guys have to do with anything. I know why they want me alive. I'm clearly, but I have no idea why they want you dead and what they're trying to accomplish. I just know it's bad. I ran away a long time ago.
You don't know what kind of strange business they're involved in?
They worship and serve an evil entity? It's, not really known to what it's ordering them to do now.
I mean, I understand he's your father, but he doesn't exactly seem the hugs and kisses type. What does he want with
Clearly.
you? I mean, why alive?
Probably some misplaced idea that I'll take over.
It doesn't really strike me from
Or
as the family business type.
maybe he used my blood for some sort of sacrifice or something. Been done in the past.
I mean, it's a little storybook, but I mean, the stories are written from something, aren't they? So that's starting to feel a little more like what's actually going on. One way or the other, we're up to our necks in it. I don't think there's any getting out of it for the rest of us.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I've tried for 10 years and apparently it's been well, longer. But apparently I've been knowing where I am the entire time and it was all just a game to good old Pops.
I don't know. You said it's been that long. I mean, if they knew where they were the whole time, why didn't they just come scoop you up? I think something's happened. At least
It's changed.
fairly recently.
Mm-hmm.
That's given us away. They definitely knew you guys were staying at that inn.
Yeah. I do apologize for unwittingly dragging you all into this. It was never my intention. Tolman,
Well.
especially. I have a debt to you. You died for me. That is very strange. I do not understand.
You owe me nothing.
Glad you're back.
I appreciate you all bringing me back.
And we're also supposed to get a book, Dolman? What is this book, anyway?
I'm not exactly sure. I just know that it was one of the books in the vault of the library. I had no idea that there was so much tied to it potentially. This was supposed to be a simple retrieval, not a grand escapade.
So you were sent to get this book back?
Yes.
Right. Oh, everyone has these grand goals. What about you, Nivli? You have some great destiny that you're following.
Grand goals.
No.
I'm just trying to stay alive. But clearly it's time to bring the fight back to them.
Well, if they've been keeping tabs on you, they either need you for something or you're tied to something. Power in the bloodline, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
If this last fella was as he said, the weakest of the bunch. I have serious doubts about us, beating them. I mean,
Oh, we bested the weakest. Telling me what would have been possible 5 days ago.
yeah, I'm game for at least bloodying their nose in the process.
Hmm.
Well, we have a long way to go if we're to be successful in any of our endeavors moving forward.
Right. One step at a time, yeah?
Indeed.
Yep.
As this
New day
occurs,
forward.
you hear the faint scratching of a quill on paper, coming deep within the pockets of whoever's holding the traveler's journal.
And with a deep sigh, Tolman pulls out the journal and throws it on the table.
It flips open to a
Yeah.
random page. In this case, it just happens to be one of the ink-covered ones.
I flip to the writing page.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Now we can.
You okay?
I don't know when my mic died, but I've been talking this time.
Oh no!
So retroactively, what has Nivli been saying?
Yes.
Did you hear me respond to what her goals were?
No.
We
No,
haven't heard
uh-uh.
anything from you in some time.
Oh boy.
I think you had your mouth full of food there. What were you
Oh,
saying?
this is so delicious. Just that I have a bit of a deadline, nothing grand. But it's still of great importance to me.
Should we know what it is so we can keep it in mind? I mean, I'd hate for us to stumble across it and not even know.
Oh, if you find like a book on obscure diseases or ailments.
A book? What kind of book? What kind of disease? A book?
I'm not entirely sure what it is. I think that's part of what I'm looking for. It's nothing that I've heard of. So,
Well, if you
Right.
can let me know some of the symptoms, I might be able to find something, know someone.
I mean, Coleman is involved with a sizable library of some sort. Perhaps they have something within their possession, maybe that could help you.
oh,
I mean, he keeps calling it the library.
maybe that is a place to start. As far as the symptoms go, just consider it like life essence burning like a candle.
Oh my!
Almost like the soul is burning.
I never really thought of it that way. There's still time, I suppose, but there is an end result, I fear.
Right. Well, the sooner we can get our turtle friend back, the sooner we can be on with the rest of what we've got to do. That's a lot.
Well, let's take out our to-do list, so to speak, and check off one thing at a time.
Agreed.
And speaking of your family at Silverstring, do you still prefer Silverstring or some other?
Hey, should we call you Renard now?
This is when the
You
book will
say that
begin
like it's a
scratching.
joke. Is my name a joke?
Like, or Ray, or I don't know.
Nard?
What do you prefer? I don't think anybody wants to be called Nard. But I mean, maybe?
Wait, you said the book
Hmm.
would begin scratching? I flipped to the page. What's it saying?
We rolled it back for Nivli, remember? But when it starts scratching, that's when you toss out the book, roll it over, and I'll put what it says in game handouts. Because I'm a bastard.
I'll mull over adopting my old name again, but for now I still feel Silverstring. Thank you.
Nibbly nods, then Silverstring it is.
Glance over to the book. Fuck.
Is it making fun of you now? Is it calling you Nard?
No. It is making fun of me, though.
Doesn't look like it.
Who is Maria?
Mentioned before that my father has used family to sacrifice. Maria was my sister.
Was?
As in, no longer around. Well, you truly are a buffoon sometimes.
I mean, it says you left her. Did you leave her behind, or? And it says, it says that. So is your sister.
Uh-huh.
I mean, is this a different sister?
I'm sure we will find out. Father is probably doing something. Or he's just mocking me.
I mean, if you only have the one sister, then it sounds like she might still be all right.
Well, politely,
I don't know your family.
shut the fuck up.
Your thoughts
I
gently
don't know.
caress
well,
that first
Nibbly
handout.
says.
Your thoughts, Silverstream, gently caress that first handout I gave you and what that implies, yeah?
Yeah, for real.
Keep your secrets.
I thought she was dead.
He will pick up the gourd and wander outside.
You wander outside,
Well,
take a nice relaxing drink, fucking nacho cheese, and then you fucking grab the other gourd. Because she left both at the table. It's like, that's the stuff right there. That's the cognac you were looking for. Fucking nacho cheese in the drink. What the fuck?
well, Silverstring. If there is a chance that she's alive, do you want to, I don't know, get her? I suppose is the
If the opportunity presents itself, I don't know what my father would have done to her. She might be different.
honestly, I think we're all different than when we first met. Our experiences change. us, that doesn't mean that the whole of her isn't still there.
I hope something still exists. She was... probably the most innocent one.
All the more reason to save her from the fate of your father.
If we can. If we can... She's not already... Yeah. Thank you, Nibley.
Of course.
I
I
appreciate
would,
that.
yeah. I wouldn't give up on her so easily.
Oh, no, my father. On to pressing things, though. Cone. Right? We need to go rescue him.
Yeah.
And
How far
Coleman,
away
your
are we?
family.
You ask.
How far away are we from
Maddie looks at you.
Brindlewood?
Oh, from Brindlewood? Oh, you guys are about 3 days. Oh, a little bit less than that. More like 2.5.
I'll send a message to Cone.
Find if he's in the regular prison complex. Will and I... I'm sure he spent a lot of time there. I
Okay.
have seen some of the inside.
All right. So Nibley goes to a corner. And she starts off with location. Have they moved you? She's not using the sending stone, by the way.
I figured you're using your actual, like, spell.
Yeah. It's not part of it. Initiating rescue mission. Any weaknesses of guards or cell? I don't know what word or what number I am at right now, but ETA 2.5 days.
$14.
Thank you. Oh.
Counting's the hardest part.
How are you?
15, 16, 17.
Still have the stone?
18, 19, 20.
Got 5 more. How many are there?
2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would be 24 of 25.
Respond.
25.
There we go.
Oh, so what the fuck was in there? Like, location, ETA.
It was like basically like, where are you? Did they move you? We're coming.
No weaknesses.
Like, yeah, what are the weaknesses of the
NOW.
guards in the place? And what was the last thing I said? Oh, did they take the stone? And there's something else. Man, I do not remember.
So,
It was location, UOK,
Oh yeah.
essentially direction,
Oh yeah.
no weaknesses. Like, do you know weaknesses?
No with a K.
Do they have stone? And UOK. Respond.
so the first thing you would get back is the screaming. Just
Oh boy.
this old turtle, "Ugh!" just fucking screaming. This horrible, like, tortoise-like scream. I'm doing okay. They're doing this thing where they stab my organs and then regrow them. It's great. Who's counting for me? I need a counter, dude.
I can.
They're,
So start
they're
over.
saying where they're stabbing my organs.
And regrowing them.
I'm doing and regrowing them.
Okay.
Um,
1, 2, 3, 4,
there's
5, 6, 7, 8.
And that's 13 left. You have 13 words left.
Not that bad, really. Brindlewood, most left. Assessor here. How many do I have left?
You said Brindlewood what?
Most left, I think.
It was Brindlewood Jail.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. That's 17. You have 8 left.
And then 8 words worth of screaming.
Oh, okay.
They're
Like,
torturing him. They're
It's
torturing him.
it's so long where like he screams, pauses, pants, takes a breath, continues screaming.
Oh my god. Yeah, we. Does this island fly any faster?
What's wrong, Nively?
They're torturing him. That's what's wrong.
Do we know where?
Brindlewood Jail. It seems that. Okay, when he said most left, does she mean like most of the guards left? And the assessor is there? Is that what? Hello?
There's only one way to know for sure.
Oh boy. He did mention an assessor.
Side note, do we know anything about the assessors?
I believe he rolled like a religion check on him and like failed pretty hard. Way back.
Okay,
But
never mind.
they like there's only so many ways you can say Inquisition. And they don't want the PR catastrophe that comes with calling your religious knights the Inquisition, so they're the assessors. But their actual job is to assess whether or not all the spirits of the dead have been rounded up and they're properly in the crystals that they store them in, and they also track down and recapture fleeing and lost souls. So
Oh,
that's
boy.
where the
So
assessor
they're a
comes from.
cross between inquisitors and counters / mathematicians.
Yes, this is a tactical assault accountant.
Oh boy.
Just like the movie The Accountant. Okay.
Ha.
I fucking love that movie. I'm not gonna lie.
It really is a good movie. Side
Yeah.
note, sorry. So he said most left assessor there. Do we know anything else?
That's all I said, right? The rest was screaming. I'm sorry, my memory has been utterly shot
No, it's fine. It's fine.
this week.
Sending has the added stress of trying to keep
Okay.
a word limit, and that always makes these things like a little bit silly.
Yeah.
I think I may just rule it to like, we'll just stop it when it feels right. Like, because
Okay.
like,
Okay.
counting every word it was annoying me. I'm pretty sure it was annoying you too. But you can always message the gentleman again. You do have at least one more spell slot, probably two.
Did he mention if they stole the stone or not?
I don't think that got mentioned. Do you speak Scream?
Okay.
We've established before that.
Can I like insight check the screen?
You know what? Fuck it, you can't. There's actually something to be gleaned from the screaming.
Oh, wait, I can't? Okay.
Yeah, go
You
for
can.
it. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. There is.
Can I guidance myself?
You absolutely can. Yeah.
Okay.
First roll of the night.
That's an
Ooh.
11. You're pretty sure, like,
Wow.
like even at an 11, the screaming's not entirely realistic. It seems like a lot of it's hammed up. Like, it's not hurting him that much, but it is hurting him. But he's clearly playing it up for his torturers.
Oh. Nibley will visibly relax. Oh, he's exaggerating. Real, but, exaggerating.
So he's okay. Kind of.
For the time being. I don't like the idea of the word assessors. In the context that he has been speaking to one of them.
I've always heard of them in a dark undertone, so they can't be a fun group to be around.
I don't think so, no.
Coleman, did you say your family was also in jail?
My family has served the Greys for a long time.
Oh. Well, this can't be going well for them now that we've attacked the Greys.
Well, that depends on who reported what and what was said. If I was identified and my name mentioned, then no, I can't imagine it is going well for my family. If I got lucky and they didn't identify me, then no one is the wiser. They just know that the Greys have been assaulted, or one of the outposts have.
Well, let's hope, I suppose. I wonder if we can lure the assessor away and sneak in and grab Cone and get out of there before we alert anybody. Because they do have the sending stone. We're using it to try to bait us, but maybe we can bait them.
Well, they are looking for us.
Mm-hmm.
You being the most valuable prize.
I don't know if I'm a prize to the assessors.
You were the only one wanted alive. So clearly your family has some sway with the assessors.
I don't know how far my family's tendrils run, but
Fair enough.
I suppose. Hold on. Let me get Will. He's in Brindlewood Jail. I'm sure Will knows all about Brindlewood Jail. We can come up with an assault, as it were.
Are you interested in skybowling again?
Probably not in the same manner.
A little too brash for our approach.
Yeah. I think we need to be a bit sneakier, unless we're just gonna go in guns a-blazing.
I
Walk
feel
outside.
like that might be a bad idea.
Guns a-blazing or quiet?
Guns a blazing.
Fair enough.
Guns a blazing.
Will, you're needed inside.
Oh, wait. Have we got a plan then?
No, he's in the Brindlewood jail. I'm sure you know it very well. We could use your expertise.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, look past your social faux pas from earlier.
Social faux pas. I haven't a clue what the fuck you're talking about.
Yes, clearly.
Sounds like something my father would say.
So he's in Brindlewood jail being tortured by an assessor. Maybe. Said most people have left? And... Will, you know about the jail, right?
You said most left.
I assume I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, like Brindlewood Jail isn't much. Like it's 5 cells and a couple of rooms.
There's not much to the place. I mean, Brindlewood itself is not exactly a huge city,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
I mean,
the best way in.
you've been there, right? You were locked in one of the cells. You've seen pretty much what there is to see of the place. There's
Ooh, I wonder if we could talk to the urchins again.
So,
See how much money we have to give them this time to get them us.
I have a
us into
question
jail.
for you both. Primarily you, Will. If someone of high rank, or in this case an assessor, were to come to your jail, would most of your staff stay or most of your staff leave?
I don't think they'd want much to do with the assessor at all.
So most of you would
It'd
leave.
probably. I would think so. I wouldn't want anything to do with those folks myself. I'd steer quite clear of the place.
So maybe that's what
There
you meant.
might be just the two of them there. Maybe one other person. No, I mean, like I said, there's not much to the place. It's relatively small. There's a way in the front and a way out the back, and that's it.
So would you advise
handful of cells?
2 in the front, 2 in the back, if you were to storm the prison, so to speak?
At least 2 in the front, maybe 1 in the back, but we could do 3 in the front and 1 in the back, or I guess you could do 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Depends on how you want to go after it.
Maybe 3 as a show of force and 1 to stop any retreaters or roundup?
I think 3 in the front and 1 in the back might be the way to go. Sort of sneak in the back door, so to speak.
Any
Well, I'm
Any
not
secret
half
entrances?
bad.
Into the jail? No. It's not that kind of place.
Too small?
Yes.
But like you said, 3 in the front to make a commotion and have 1 sort of sneak in the back to take care of business.
I was never in there long enough to dig out with a spoon, so...
Well, I
appreciate you
decent
trying.
at being quiet, and there's a new spell I've been working on. It makes it rather hard to see me.
That's convenient.
That would be quite helpful.
So in this case, maybe you three approach from the front and I sneak in from the rear entrance.
Maybe we could try to talk our way in. That's unlikely. They know that they're after us, right?
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be... Speed's gonna be the key. Right? We gotta get in there, get done what has to be done, and get out. I'm sure there'll be an alarm that gets raised. There'll be a lot of, a lot of shouting, a lot of noise once we start, the action. And, more folks are liable to arrive. It'll draw attention.
What if we... I wonder if we could get some assessor gear and dress up like the Black Caravan. Go in and say we're moving Cone. And then we just move them. Move them to, the release, as it were.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that might work if the assessor's not there.
Yeah, that's my only concern. Definitely not a bad thought, but the
Right.
assessor for sure would be aware of
Ooh.
any moving of a prisoner.
What if we lure the assessor out
Right.
with the sending stone and then just relieve him of his property?
Is there a way to make one look like somebody else?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm pretty okay at disguises.
If you can lure the assessor out,
We could use the stones.
and get them, right, and get them to,
Tell them we'll meet at the inn.
get them to set up an ambush of some sort for us, and then we go in to get Cone out, maybe with just a token presence left behind. A guard or two. We could overpower him quickly and make our way out. I have to say, I'm not interested in doing any permanent harm to any of my former comrades.
Nor would we ask
I mean,
you to.
I know most of those fellas. They're just doing as they're told.
When you were there any unsavory types that are more likely to be inclined to
Snitch.
not exactly 100% lawful activity? Maybe those who are more willing to take a bribe or something of that nature? Because that's most likely who's still there.
Oh, there's always a couple of bad apples.
Would you have any hesitation to bonk a bad apple?
Of no qualms about putting them out of action. I'd just rather not shed their blood if I can help it.
Fair enough.
I want to get our man back
Absolutely.
as with as little violence as possible.
Well,
So, like I said, if we follow through with the plan and lure them away with your stone, if we make them think silver string there is potentially to be had, then maybe we can get in and out really quick and be off with Cone.
how far was the inn from the jail? Give or take?
Oh, I don't like to have an exact measurement, but it was a fairly decent walk, yeah. Like
Would you say
the jail's on the north
2 hour
side.
walk?
From the inn, like the I'm sorry, the inn where you started the game at, or this inn.
Yeah.
Okay,
The inn that was our quote unquote like base.
that's about it's like close to like 20 minutes, a half an hour walk. Yeah. Like these are medieval
Okay.
cities; they tend not to sprawl as wide as like our modern stuff. And this ain't even a city; it's like a
We
town,
could tell
so-
them that
For real.
We could use the stone, say we'll be there in 3 days' time, meet at a certain time, and in about an hour prior, prep to break Con out.
Sounds
Hmm.
good. How do we approach the town? I mean, do we slip back into town? Like, sneak back in? I
Well,
don't
no one
think
can
we...
see us from up here.
If
Oh, I
And
if there's
think
decent
everyone can
cloud
see us.
cover,
and they had
then
potions of Featherfall last time. We can see if they have more. We can drop in unseen.
I don't know. Maddie's is pretty uh, visible.
are we high up? Like, are we high up enough to where we can be covered up with clouds, or not?
Maddie usually likes to keep the inn around cloud level, like low cloud level, when there's no specific situation that requires it be otherwise. So right now you're kind of coasting at the bottom of the clouds. And that's where she likes to keep you. She can go higher, she can go lower, and you know that for a fact, obviously, because
Oh, nice.
So in theory, we could drop just a little bit, see our target, and go back up and drop or jump.
Probably a good plan.
or you
Sort of.
We're also in broad daylight.
You also don't even have to do that. Like, the snails can just sit on the string or on one of the sky fishing lines and dip that below the clouds. Just like calling a bowling shot.
Then we drop off the lines and do like we did last time.
Kind of float our way in.
Yeah, but like we did last time, not start the whole floating thing until we're pretty low.
Right.
So skydive until
Essentially.
That's a good
last
word
time.
for it. Skydiving. Kind of like diving into a pond or a lake, but
From a lot higher.
yeah, but from a lot higher and
In no water.
hopefully not into a harder surface with a softer landing. I like that, skydiving. It's a good
Nibla's shaking her head.
it's a good phrase. Yeah, I think that's a good way. If we can lure them away and, you know, drop in, take care of what we need to do, and then if Maddie can get us back out, then we get back out that way. If not, then I don't know, sneak out somehow again.
Right as you're having
Well, they might be able to fish us out.
these terribly serious thoughts. The grand window on the far side of the room over here bursts open with violence thunderous enough to create quite a racket, but not do any actual harm. And you see a flash of fur, a flash of teeth, and a little bit of feather before you finally realize that you have a very distraught Tressum circling the rafters of the inn around you, just looking very distraught, trying to find a landing spot. And meowing at
Oh.
the top of his lungs.
Holds out her arm.
How long does it take to read a scroll?
To read a scroll, just an action.
Can I use my scroll of Speak with Animal?
Sure. So as this is happening,
What seems to be the problem, little one?
as this is happening, I'm imagining you just with the most deadpan fucking face, just like open the scroll, arcane whisperings, the light fades, and now you're talking to this Tressum. I can't believe it. The audacity of my family. Tell the servant I need his services at once, I tell you, at once, I say.
The servant, which one are you referring to?
For some reason, the Tressum, I should say, makes no movement. Yet, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, as every fiber of its magical being seems to point straight at Silverstring all at once, without moving a muscle.
I understand. Silverstring, your friend requests
yes.
your presence,
I will come over and
and I can translate?
attempt to pet.
Question mark?
Sure. I'll try to pet him.
Kalain hops off one of the rafters he's been eyeing and lands on the empty spot on the table. Oh yes, great peasants. Yes. Right there. Just a little. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. He kind of loses himself for a second before he straightens up, flexing his flexing his wings. I think one wing is black and the other one is white. He is a he's a tuxedo cap, but almost cut in half with the black and the white.
So he seems to think you're his servant, and he really appreciates your scritches at the moment.
Yes, that was established last time. I am his servant, apparently.
Huh.
Please tell my servant
Let him believe.
that I require his attention at once. At once, I say. A family member of mine is doing me disgrace, and I must settle things.
He needs your attention immediately. He's being disgraced by his family. Continue, please.
Well, I've said everything I need to say. Help me overthrow my uncle.
Who is this?
Tolman's gonna double take for a moment. Apparently, he needs us or you specifically to overthrow his uncle. Did I get that right? Your uncle?
Yes, I need you to
Who
help
is
me
his uncle?
overthrow my uncle.
Where is his uncle? How is his uncle?
Why?
Where and how and why are your uncle?
What is his uncle?
The fucking tail goes straight up and then just slaps down on the table with what he thinks is a regal and tremendous amount of force. Barely shakes the silverware. I am not to be made a fool of. I am Kalain.
And no one thinks you are.
I am Kalain. And I will be the Archduke of Brindlewood. Once we overthrow my uncle, of course. Can you imagine it? Me in the softest cushions. The pushisti of an entire court. Why is everybody looking at me weird?
You said Archduke of Brindlewood?
Yes, of course. My
and your uncle holds that station.
No, my uncle holds it, but he did steal it from my father.
That's not very nice of him.
No, it's not very nice at all. He
Ridley says.
Killed my father, took my mother into his cat house, and now it's just...
Jesus.
It is a mess politically. But with your help, large as you are, and he looks at you for a long time, by you I mean Silverstring, and is passingly competent at social matters. I believe we have enough power between the five of us to usurp the tyrant and have the court be rightfully brought into my awaiting pause as the Bushisti of Brindlewood.
Well, we can always use more allies And how do you all feel about this endeavor?
Well, I
We're
feel
already
like
going to be there, I suppose.
yes, that's my sentiment on the matter.
I'm not sure how Cat would rule. Who is the current Archduke, other than Uncle? Are they human?
No, it's another Tressum, not nearly as regal as me, of course,
Oh.
but one of passable coloring and fanciful interests. He's a weak monarch, he's a weak tyrant. I will be the leader our people need.
So we can just pick him up and shove him in a bag and get him out of there, right?
We do seem to have 20 of them.
Oh,
Is this Tressum the Tressum of the actual Archduke, and so said Tressum thinks he's the Archduke?
I would imagine they have their own society and hierarchy.
This is kind of an above table question, kind of.
Oh, okay, what's the above tableness of it? What was the question again?
Is the Tressum like the Tressum of the Archduke, and so ipso facto, this Tressum either is or thinks they are the Archduke?
That could be the case, but you know that, like, Yatar and its surrounding, like, little colony towns, they have this weird system of princes, which is just a unisex term for leaders who are appointed there because of their astrological signs at birth. So it's less of a hereditary, like, ducal or imperial system than it is its own weird thing. So it doesn't seem like it would make sense in this regard.
So this Tressum could remotely, in fact, be the actual Archduke by astrology terms.
If they had a proper controloger, yes.
Interesting. Okay. And disposing of the Archduke, it's a proper way to go about things? Like the astrology is just gonna make do with a new Archduke? Kulane here.
Well, we've already cheated death. Why not cheat this charts as well?
Uh,
I wasn't
Sure, if there's time, we can arrange some sort of feline coup.
If it is written, it is written.
just why bother?
Well, he's your friend. He's asked you for help.
And a power grab.
Right.
This may seem strange, but it is possible it may pay dividends in the long run, or it may come back to haunt us. At this point, who knows?
Right. Tressum doesn't really regard me as very friendly, but more like a, peon.
well, aren't we all to all felines, honestly?
True. How do we feel about the current Archduke of Brindlewood's rule? Is he
So-
specifically bad in some way?
What I said was, all of Brindlewood in the area, they use the astrology thing, which isn't
Yeah.
conducive to, like, the rank of a Grand Duke. Like, they just have princes. They call everybody prince. It's like a
Sorry.
it's like a unisex moniker. Every city's ruled by a prince. Every department, has a prince. It's a little weird, but this whole kind of system's a little strange. This is clearly
His uncle refers to
bullshit,
himself as the Archduke.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So this is just some trash and bullshit.
Uncle is either the maybe
Alright.
the official Archduke in Tressum terms, but it sounds like it's a cat that just got a little uppity to your guys' ears.
So just pat him on the head and say we'll do it. And if we come across the opportunity to, why not? Suppose?
Excellent.
As you say, Tolman, make the dividend.
Call upon me when you find him. I wish to drive my claws through his heart. And then
Jeez, dark.
begins to immediately start cleaning his paws. And eating all the eggs off the nearest plate.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
This was also like why I was like, is this actually a good thing helping this dude out? Alright. I guess we'll keep flying towards Brindlewood.
Alright, does it
Also, how will we find who his uncle is and where they're located? If it's just cat drama.
That would be good to know, huh?
Does Kalain strike you as the Tressum that would plan that far ahead? You've known him for
No.
2 days.
Fair enough. It's just... This is why cats yowl at night. They're challenging each other.
Yes. Go ahead and give me some d20 rolls for Tolman. Because he's still deciphering his scroll. Is there anything anybody else wants to do during the couple of days' time off?
I will. Hmm.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, let me look at my...
I think I've got one more day.
Go ahead, Niverly, I'm just confused.
Why? I'm trying to see if anybody tries contacting me through the Sending Stone.
Like
Or if I see anything weird.
every day somebody's contacting you.
Like,
Every day fake code is
girl?
like, hey, what's up? I'm really suffering. It'd be great if you were just to get here and save me real quick. I mean, not
so we've
verbatim.
already established that we're going to... Okay. But we've already established that we're going to, like, use that as, like, our cover, right?
What, the Sending Stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't use the Sending Stone, like, it will get used during the day. Like, if you don't call them first,
Okay.
they'll call you eventually. And then they'll be
Okay,
like...
then I'll, like, respond and be like... We are on our way. I will tell you more when the time draws near. Hang in there, my friend, or something like that, you know? Please keep updating me that you are okay. Like, she's being, like, real dramatic about it. Like, you're going to be fine, you know, just please wait for us to... And all of this.
We're hurrying as quick as we can.
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
Alright, Tolman, as you sit over your scroll, just chewing through the ancient markings, constantly using your Comprehend Languages ritual to go over them over and over and over again. Over the past few days, you've realized it's less of a scroll and more like a puzzle. Arcane in nature, for sure, but it is definitely a puzzle. And you do, on this final night, manage to solve it, or at least a piece of it. The words come together like blocks, forming intricate shapes and patterns, pulsing with an indigo light that you could just barely see. And then finally, those words separate, and a scroll as you know it is found. So the way the scroll works, this is the Scroll of Ancient Knowledge. It's a 5-day downtime action, but you're allowed to actually roll during those days because you can solve it faster, which you did. You solved it 1 day faster, I believe. And you get a scroll of ancient sorcery from that. Just a one-use copy you cannot put in your spellbook. You can just use it as a scroll. But it's ancient magic that you don't quite fully comprehend. And this one is Stone Skin. You can recognize that from the puzzle.
Hell yeah!
The things. some of the things you've been kind of leading in. This is the Stone Skin spell on a scroll, but it's not Stone Skin as you know it. It's an older version. A 2nd edition version. As you now understand the
Holy
scroll
hell.
of ancient
It's a-
sorcery.
It's actually good
Somewhat.
stone skin.
It's a little bit of a throwback. I might have to go back into my old tomes and look at it.
Yes.
You roll
Sweet.
1d6 plus, I think for you it'll be like 4 or 6. And the number you get is how many non-magical attacks you just fully absorb.
Uh-huh.
Virtual immunity to any attack, cut, blow, projectile, or the like. Even a
Non-magic.
short of sharpness cannot affect
it
a
does
creature
specify
protected by stone
non-magical.
skin.
So I just want to put that in there.
Okay.
And you can try to solve it again, but once you solve it, you
Wait.
can never get the same scroll out again, and you don't know how long you can keep doing this. But you can only have one scroll out at a time.
It's 1d4 attacks plus 1
1d.
per 2 levels.
Yeah. Oh, it's 1d. Is it 1d4?
Yeah, it's 1d4 plus 1 attack per every 2 levels of experience.
Okay.
So you're getting 3 to 7.
It was a 4th level spell from 2nd edition.
Check
Yeah.
the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition, because that's what I'm using. And I think it's a d6 plus 4, not a d4 plus 4. But anyway, you solved that overnight. Does anybody else have any downtime stuff they want to work on?
If Maddie has access to scrolls or parchment and ink, I can actually scribe some scrolls.
I don't know if they do.
That does cost money. What does their money situation look like? And also if they do or don't.
Yeah, what does your money situation look like? I think it's like 50 per spell level. And Maddie will have enough ink for like a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 50 in like 1 day for
Yeah.
one. Something like that.
Everybody has their own individual cash, and then I'm checking to see how we're set.
Oh, 508 gold. Okay.
Looks like we have 500 gold and 1,000 worth of gems.
Okay.
Oh, and then there are some other miscellaneous gems that are worth 632.
Okay. Oh, and we still need to deal with the box of bags.
Yeah.
But I will scribe 2 scrolls for 50 gold of healing word
So
over the next
that's
2 days.
so that's minus 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll take that from my own supply.
Oh, oops. Okay. Don't forget, you guys have your various items that we recovered as well.
Yeah. No, it's not there. What were the items we recovered? I should probably add them now that.
Yeah, everything I'm pulling up is 1d4 attacks. plus.
So there's the house medallion
Yeah, the medallion
that
of
you're
thoughts.
wearing.
Yep.
There is a set of standing stones, an alchemy jug, a headband of intellect, a mace of terror.
Oh,
Oh
I was
right.
getting the headband, and was I getting the mace?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then a traveler's journal.
Right, which is what Tolmond has. And then who's getting the headband of intellect? Was that?
Preferably somebody with a low intellect.
Yeah,
I think that's everybody except for Tolman.
except for Tolmond.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by idiots. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding.
Who got 2 items? Because I know that
I did.
okay.
Silverstring did.
Yeah, the mace of terror and the medallion. I have the medallion with silver string, the mace of terror with silver string, the sending stones with Tolmond. Apparently, the alchemy jug with silver string also, and then the headband is like question marks.
Gotcha.
So
Well,
whoever we want to stuff the headband on.
Nivli has the gauntlets of Ogre Power and Gorgon.
Yep.
I do. That's
and Will, what do you have again?
Adamantine chainmail, a shield of missile attraction, and the spear, the Grand Fang of Isix.
It's a Zix. It's a Zix.
Yep.
It's whatever the heck.
Cold, yeah.
All right.
Did all 3 of you dump intelligence?
I did.
I super did also. I
I have
I have an 11 in intelligence.
I have a 10.
10. Yeah.
You have a 10, and what do you have?
I think we all have
Silverstring
10s
has
except
11.
for Silverstring, yeah. He has an 11. With Jack of all trades, Silverstring would probably get the most use out of it.
Oh, that's true.
Because that would at least give him half proficiency on top of a 19
A 17 or
intelligence.
19, yeah, whatever it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Am I getting the thing as well?
I think so, for at least
Kind
for,
of sounds that way.
for me, yeah. It would be of the
Unless
most
Nibli
value
wants it.
on you.
At least for making skill checks, I suppose, yeah. Okay.
All right. Is there anything else?
Okay.
We can do for that?
I think that's pretty good. Alright, so that is Nivli. Or not Nivli, Silverstring. Okay. Alright.
Sorry, I've been some coffee.
Oh, you're more than fine. So the days pass into nights, quote unquote nights, and back into days again. The only thing marking the passing, the candles that burn in this main room and your individual rooms to help you pass the time. Some of you spend your time poring over scrolls, the other time worrying about what is to come. But regardless, that third day arrives, and you are hovering.
Do you want me to roll another d20?
You can only have one scroll at a time, so you can't really work towards another scroll while you have one out.
Got it.
And it like gives out like second edition spells. That's so awesome.
It is awesome.
Terrifying.
Okay.
Of all the magic items I may come to regret, this may be the one. Don't worry, it's got a destruction mechanic, so I'm saved eventually.
Fuck.
And so it is on the morning of that third day, as you lay, sleeping or not, in your comfortable room. A thud on the door stirs you, from your thoughts or your slumber. And a big old snail mama opens the door and peeks her little starlight eyes in. Hey guys, it's the morning of the third day. Are you guys ready for the the violence?
So.
Always.
Before we go, I have one idea.
Oh yeah,
Inside the chest, there were 20 bags.
what's that? Right.
Well, there are plenty of snails here. Have all of the snails grab a bag as well as one of us. That way, no bags fall.
Huh.
That's pretty clever.
They are pretty small, so maybe we can squeeze a bunch of them in there.
Worst case scenario, we have multiple snails per bag.
Right.
There are a lot of snails. That's brilliant. I
Oh.
haven't yet attuned to the headband, clearly.
All right. It's worth a try if the snails are game.
We just all have to grab one at the same time to prevent the mechanic.
Mhm.
Because the trigger was the first bag touched drops the rest. So if they're all grabbed at the same time, none can drop.
Or at least try to catch them as they drop. It's worth a shot.
Mhm.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
We throw a nuke overboard. Not that I know what a nuke is.
We tear a hole into space, astral space, and get sucked into it.
I love this plan. It sounds solid. I can't see anything
Okay.
going wrong here.
Absolutely not. Let's try it.
Right.
Maybe we just head out back here.
You know,
Right.
two
Oh, yeah.
hands per person, plus mage hand, plus extra helpful snails. We got this.
Yes.
So how are you convincing
I've
the
got
fucking
mage hand as
snails
well.
to do this? Like,
Pay you a cut of the profits.
just go down to Mr. Smiley.
That's
Yo, we give you some money if you help us with this bag situation.
Yeah, just need all of you to grab a bag. Everybody grabs a bag, don't let one drop. Partner up if you have to, if you think you can't carry it.
What do we think? 1 gold per snail?
Sure, why not?
One cold poor snail.
We need enough snails to pick up 11 bags. What's that going to be? 2 per bag, 3 per bag, 4 per bag.
The heck? Who's laughing?
We're getting some. Oh golly!
Import.
Get some ominous giggling.
This is fine. It'll be fine. Everything's good.
So, after paying the snails 5 gold per person, you could roll it down. You could,
So
roll
is that?
you could roll it down if you want.
That's 100, right?
I'll try to persuade them. We could be like,
Well, you don't
Let's
need
call it
100.
120
You just
gold.
need 16.
3 gold?
Oh no, 100 gold. 5 gold per snail. How many was it?
20 snails.
Yeah. All right.
So you're having just snails open this, none of you at all.
Oh no, I think we all
had
will.
11
Yeah.
hands.
No, yeah.
Ourselves.
We were all
Yeah,
using
they can.
like 1 hand per bag.
What about
mage hand.
2 hands per bag?
So the way this is going to work is literally there's 20 bags, so it's a perfect setup. You need a nat 20, essentially, to win this little test. Now you have a lot of help, so the way we're going to do it is I'm going to go through you guys first because you're the PCs. And you can choose to throw an inspiration at it or not and get a second roll. or you could just leave it up to the snails. So you have a chance together to throw like 8 dice at this.
Try to get a nat 20.
Yep.
Try.
We need a
I
nat
don't
20.
I'm gonna go inspiration on mine.
Yeah, same.
Sure. That's
All right.
12 rolls now.
All right, let's start with Silver String. Go ahead and give me 2d20, please.
Alrighty. Oh my god, I can't type.
Ugh.
All right,
That's a nada.
Will. 2d20, please.
Oof.
Oh,
That
That's a total
Yuck.
What?
That was a total of 9.
Yeah.
Tolbin, go ahead, give your 2d20, please.
19.
great.
Fuck.
4 and a 19. Oh no.
oh no.
Oh my god.
Did I bardically inspire?
Nibbly.
Doesn't help with nats, but
Bags after bags are grabbed.
Okay, it's /R, right?
Yeah.
/R?
Please tell me
Oh.
that was it.
18.
Nope.
No.
18 and 14.
All right.
Alright, now we
So you
have
take
So
up
for the
4.
inspiration, do we all roll an additional die?
No, that was the inspiration, basically, right there.
Yeah.
I was just looking.
Oh,
for
I
it.
thought we were all grabbing a bag with each hand, so that was our 2 rolls for each hand.
oh no. Yeah, it was inspiration. Let us roll 2d20s instead of 1.
There are still 12 chances. So now we're going to go into 3s because there's 4 of you. So give me 3 d20. Just you can all roll it at once.
Ah.
There's no point dragging this out. You do it or you don't.
Oh my
God, I hope
god.
you do it because I did not plan.
3d20?
I did not plan for failure on this one.
3d20.
Oh my god.
it's all coming down to Nibley.
Oh my god!
That does not look like it.
You got multiple 19s.
Not multiple 19s.
Oh my god.
Are we tossing it overboard?
How
Ah!
many fucking 1s did we roll?
2
Quite a few,
And not
actually.
a single 20.
Lots of 2s, too.
natural 19.
I rolled
We rolled so many 19s.
I rolled 3d20s for
I
a total
rolled
of 19.
2 19s on 2 sets.
Yeah. Lots of
Same.
19s and lots of 1s and 2s.
No, not same. I rolled 19 and 18.
Alright. So
we did
in total
average
we
above
rolled-
11.
Yeah.
So, guys,
See?
how do we feel about sudden and dramatic changes of the scenery of the campaign?
Can we
Oh.
check it over? How can we salvage this?
I mean, we did disable the trap. I mean, shit.
We grabbed all the bags. It didn't touch the thingy. Unfortunately.
So
So
it's what is it? Everything within 10 feet or so? I can't remember how big an area it is.
It's 10 foot, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're throwing it overboard and just watching it collapse in the air. 3d20, 12d20.
What kind of spell do I have?
I think we literally rolled 20 times.
Yep. And couldn't get 120.
I think we can get 120. Of course.
What's a hail?
Love
Hail.
it! Ah,
Still not a single 20.
that's crazy.
What
Jesus.
the fuck?
2 19s and an 18, though.
Can the snails roll now?
Yeah.
The snails did. That was us doing the 3d20s.
No.
Oh my god, what are we doing? I looked away to read one thing. Is that still a lot of non-20s?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
that's
exactly what
another
it was.
20 rolls that none of them were 20s. Yeah.
I was curious about something, so I rolled the same amount that someone said we rolled.
Look, I got a natural 20.
Oh, there's
I don't know
one.
why you guys are having.
Oh, the very first roll. Yeah.
And then 2 natural 1s.
Of course. So in 60 rolls, we rolled 120.
That is so messed up. Watch us roll 20s for the rest of the game now.
At this point, I hope so.
Like-
We're gonna need it.
Technically, like, we should have rolled 1 out of 20.
Okay, guys.
Odds are good.
We're gonna take
Yeah.
a 5-minute break, and then we'll be back.
Sure.
And yeah,
Oh, no.
we'll be back in
Okay.
5 minutes, guys. I need a
He
snack.
wants to know if we're all dead or not.
Knack.
I just need a snack. I'll be right back.
Oops. Yep, he's definitely deciding how we all die.
Well, I mean, it's relative.
Disappointment. For a damn bag of holding.
I return.
Welcome back.
Alright, let's see who rolled the natural ones. It was Will and
I think I got 2. Oh no, just the 1. Okay.
Will continues to
Oh yeah.
get pummeled. Actually,
Oh,
technically, it was a snail. That
yeah,
rolled
that's what
the-
I was seeing if it was
The dice.
snails.
The dice love me.
No.
Did anyone roll in that one? Not from their own rolls, by the looks of things. It's just snails, which are eating it. 2 of the snails. Well, Smiley might not like us much after this.
Is everybody back or?
Oh, Tolman's there. Cool. Then everyone's back.
Yeah.
The wise words of a man once said. Just get some snails, they'll help. They'll be cheap too. And in that man's infallible wisdom, as if I'm just trying to throw it all on Silverstring. It ain't just you, Silverstring. I don't know why. I was just like, I'm just gonna throw all this on Silverstring. I bullied you enough today, man. like,
Snail murderer.
fucking
Need that in my title. There we go.
Oh, this was all happening at the same time. You are all around this when this happened. That's what disabling the trap is it gave you the chance to grab, but once you grab one, they all drop, so you had to grab all at once.
Could it be like a dex also to see if...
Well, that was the plan, was to grab them all at once.
This isn't my first campaign derailment. We'll be okay. This may be the first one I've had come from this specific mechanic, I think, ever, but we'll be okay. Just scenery.
No, it's it's her home.
When you first grab the first bag, Tolman, you notice that there's a difference in texture. You grab two of them, one in each hand, both incorrect. But there's a different texture between the bags. Maybe that would have been a clue had you followed down that line of thinking. But we don't live in a world for the overcautious. No, we live in a world for now. And so when Will reaches down to grab his bag and gently scrapes against the bag of a snail, we'll call this snail Mandy. Mandy drops their bag into the bag of another snail named Cadence. And it is through the folly of Cadence, who's unable to snatch her bag back up before it hits the lining, that you see darkness under the sky for the first time. It's as if all of Radiance blinks. There's thunder without sound, roiling and tearing through everything. It's as if you could feel 100 heartbeats in your chest at the same time. And then suddenly, the color is back. And with it, a terrible rip in the very fabric of the plains themselves opens before you. The first thing you notice is the noise, as the air is ripped from your lungs and your surroundings. The Tressum that once so haughtily sat nearby, swooping and practicing his claw moves for the glorious battle that was to come, he is the first to be sucked into the gaping hole that lays before you.
Oh, no!
And then one snail. And then two snails. William, you're strong. Make an athletics check, please. The DC's 30.
Well. Yes!
Fuck! Oh my
Hey,
god.
it's not like I burned my inspiration already.
We're all getting sucked into the... Pretty good, honestly.
Will, you grab at the earth, arms encircling a rock. Your companions find purchase on your armor, on your boots, on your cape, should you have one. But even they are ripped away, one after another. Tolman is the first to go. How does Tolman descend into the void of unknowing astral? He does so quietly.
I'm sorry, I was muted. You cut out. I heard armor and then nothing.
Oh, my bad. That cut out for everybody else, too.
No?
I heard it.
Alright, so basically, Tolman, Will grabs a rock, finds purchase on a rock, and then you, the companions, you try to find purchase on Will, but you're unable to. You try to grab his cloak, you slip off. His boots, they fall off. And then you are the first to go. How do you descend?
Gonna be a little bit easy.
How do you descend into this madness?
Yep, gonna be a little bit cheesy. I never read about this.
Oh god.
And with the distant calls of admitted ignorance, does Tolman descend into the whole beyond. Much like that, as it's just tearing reality and sifting it through. Nivli or Silverstring, which of you do you think would be the next whose strength gave out? I think if we go by raw strength, Nivli does have the gauntlets.
Yeah, she
But
does.
Silverstring has craftier methods too.
I do. Potentially.
I mean, so do I, technically.
Yes, she does.
We both do.
We both do. So yeah, as we see this go down, I'd
Just so you know, this
Here's
is
my
the
one
Maddox.
Will would
We don't get a Misty Step out of this.
No.
Oh shit, well.
Yeah, honestly, I see Tolman getting ripped into space, as it were, and it's happening, right? I can't escape it, so I'd be going after him. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Alright, Nivli. The last to fall.
Oh my god. I'd be like grabbing the edges of this like pit as I go down. I don't want this. I don't want this. Yeah. I'm fighting the whole way.
Alright. And so it is fighting the whole way into the depths of the unknown. Do you fight and fight and fight? So I'm like, I've checked this thing 5 times. There is no save for this. It just happens.
Yep.
So it is, Will, as your strength fails you, the cape already caught in the hole, one of your boots stripped away by one of your allies. Does your strength give out and you fall head over heels over and over and over again into the pit of nothingness before you? And so it is within a handful of seconds. The greatest heroes on Maddie's marvelous merchandise
Oh god.
are seemingly
Are all dead.
erased from the world as the hole closes, leaving nothing but a small crater where it once stood.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Technically not dead, but hey.
The first thing you all feel is cold. It's shivering, it's cold, and it's wet. It's wet in a way that you cannot understand. You've never experienced this kind of liquid before, if such a thing can be said. As your perception blinks out and then reappears, you're laying down in a silvery sea of stars. The constellations alive above you. And it is only then that you slip into unconsciousness beneath the silvery waves of this new wherever this is. Who here has the highest constitution?
Definitely not me.
14?
I have 16.
Oh,
I
Nivli.
have 17.
Damn.
Wow.
Curveball.
Hey, Jesus.
Silverstring's the tough boy.
Surprisingly, me and Will are the same.
I have to check one thing. Sorry for having to look stuff up, but this was a turn.
Yeah,
No, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, no blame whatsoever.
Yeah, like
Well, you-
no.
You'd think in 30 rolls we'd have a chance of getting close to 20.
Yeah, no shit.
I figured with 20 rolls, like, you guys definitely could have got it, because I figured you'd get the snails, right? Like, makes sense.
Mm,
I was...
but
Nope, just 19s.
yeah, not our luck, eh?
That's what I wanted. Okay, so this silver string,
Hmm.
you awaken.
Hmm. Eyes
Your-
fluttering open.
Your eyes open. Your mouth is filled with this acidic, almost poisonous taste. So immediately spit it out.
Yep.
The scent of alkaline is everywhere. As you gaze around, you're on a beach, sandy and cold. And everywhere where water should be, there is instead silver. This strange liquid starshine that you are entirely unfamiliar with.
Can I
Give me
pop
a-
up and
yeah, give
look
me a
around to
perception.
see if?
Yeah, give me a perception.
Yeah.
Gotta be a little dramatic and reveal and like, well, I guess we're doing this for a second.
Yeah. Ooh.
You look up, you sit up and you look around. You're on an island. That much you're sure, a small one. Just a couple of palm trees on this side, a bit of a rocky mountain, and then whatever lie on the other side. But given just everything that you know or you think you know, you would guess you're on an island.
Hmm.
About 120 feet to your left, you find an unconscious Nivli. Will is slumped over the ruined wreckage of a boat. One of his boots is missing.
Oh my god.
And Tolmond is found cradling a single bag. Unconscious. Tolmond, somewhere on your sheet, would you please write down that you have stage 1 of aether sickness, or aether poisoning. It's spelled with an A-E.
What?
What does
How?
that do? Get to that later, I guess.
You're awake,
Woo.
Silverstring, and your companions are not.
I will run to the closest and attempt to wake them up.
The closest in this case would be Will, probably, hunched
Right.
over the wreckage of the boat.
I will try to shake him awake.
Will,
Will.
Whoa. What? Are we dead?
No? Things did not go according to plan, though. And now we're here on an island. Maybe this is death. But hold on.
Hey.
Reach out to the godling. Can we still feel and hear the godling?
you reach out to feel that familiar connection, and it's there. And
Okay.
yeah, it's there. I had something smart to say, but then I lost it, so forgive me. It's there, lingering in the back of your thoughts.
Okay. We're still alive? I believe. Well, you and I are, and I'll run over to the next closest person. Maybe reach out, use a charge of the Medallion of Thoughts, just to even kind of reach out before I get there to see if they're still even thinking.
They are alive and dreaming.
Dreaming about what?
That's the thing about reading dreams is thoughts. It's so chaotic. Splashes of color. It's like trying to read words and fireworks.
All right, so for some reason, Tolman's brain is just going fireworks of books. Gotcha.
He's dreaming.
I'll run over to the next closest person and shake them awake as well.
Alright, so that would be
Tolman?
Tolman, and then you would wake
Yeah.
with a blast.
Yep. I think we're alive. Reach out to the Godling. They're still there.
It is
We're
still
just
here.
stuck on an island of silver, or rather, an ocean of silver surrounds us. Well, look to the three of them. We fucked up.
Oh my god.
I don't think we're in
So-
Radiance anymore. Toto
As you see all the starlight around you with
is.
Oh
no
my
sun
God.
whatsoever.
Could I reach out and see if I can find snails and the Tressum?
Well, I guess I was wrong.
You see no signs of the Tressum,
My way.
nor do you see any signs of the snails. Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
Has anyone seen my boot?
Uh,
I've lost my shoe.
Am I awake?
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Standing in the wet sand with one shoe.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I look around and I look for his shoe.
In the shallow waters of the gently receding tide, you can see a single boot bobbing up and down in the silver water.
I just kind of wade over to it.
I
Just
think that's a
very,
good idea.
very confusedly. Like, I am so confused at what happened. And I just kind of, like, hand it limply over to him while also looking around. Like, mission accomplished, now what, you know?
As you pick up the boot from the water, air quotes, there's a heaviness to it. There's a weight. And you feel more than see the movement as a semi-transparent snake roils out of the boot. Its bones seen through its scales, like seeing constellations through a thin haze of cloud. This constellation of a being gazes at you and then jumps back into the water, and snake swims away. But for one brief moment, there was a snake in Will's boot.
There's a snake in
There's
our
a
boot.
snake in. Oh, fantastic.
Somebody's paws in the water hole.
You got a friend in me. Oh, golly.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Geez, and he'll sit down on the boat, the wreckage of the boat, and pull his boot on. Well, he'll turn it upside down and shake it, and then try to put it on. Just in case.
Fucking
Alright.
Tolman's like soaking wet owl that was like half being swallowed by a snake falls out as well a second later.
Oh
So
no.
Tolman's familiar is just like it turns its owl head, just spews water.
Fantastic.
Is that owl like a burrowing owl? I'm just imagining a very small owl.
Bright side, we're not dead.
I mean,
Does this
I don't
does this place look
think.
anything like anything I've read?
Give me an Arcana check.
I was like, can I help? I've got a +0.
if
Absolutely not.
we're trying to determine the nature of where we're at, I'll inspire whoever's in with bardic inspiration.
Can I like look around
It's
to
fucking
see if I
smart ass over here. It's 20.
look at that? Oh Jesus, Tolman.
Yeah.
Did it teleport us somewhere? I've never heard of any place having silver water before.
You find yourself upon an isle, Tolman. An isle that graces the silvery starlight water of the ethereal expanse. That sea of starlight and souls that spans the entirety of the ethereal plane in this world. There is no sun here, only twilight, only stars. And there is no portal home that you can clearly recall. You will have to find your way off here yourself. Your way out of the ethereal expanse yourself is what I'd say.
So, I think I might know where we are, but I'm not sure. And if I'm right, it's gonna be one hell of a hike home.
Okay, then let's start. Right? That's the.
Start where?
Can I look around and see if I can see anything like interesting or something that catches my eye?
So this
like
is a decent-sized island. It's small for islands, but it's big for people. You can attempt to search it thoroughly, though doing so will take a few hours.
Yeah,
Might as well.
Sure.
Oh.
I will
yeah.
investigate the ship that Will was kind of sitting in while he was gathering himself and see if I can make it seaworthy. And if it's not currently, then see what needs to be done to make it seaworthy.
First, give me like a navigation water/sail check. To sort of
Okay.
test
do I
the
do that?
seaworthiness of the boat.
See,
I can give you a nature check.
I can give you guidance.
I could just do a straight intelligence check.
Yeah, that would work as well.
Okay. With guidance.
Guidance, yeah.
Would I be able to
I
do it
would
with
certainly help if I
advantage
can help
from
that.
Coleman?
Tolman
Don't-
wants to help you, right?
Yeah.
don't forget your your half proficiency bonus.
Yeah, it's automatically included.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Awesome.
The boat. This is essentially just like a two-person rowboat.
Ah,
Ah,
This isn't like a ship. This is somebody's escape vessel that they clearly washed ashore here. One thing you will note, however, is that it is missing an oar. You're pretty sure you can get the rowboat fixed. It will hold up to 6 people. But you're pretty sure you get it fixed, but you will need both oars in order to actually navigate with it.
okay.
Oh, that's great. I mean, things are looking up already.
Of sorts.
Not much of a carver, but I can give you directions.
Will just sort of look out at the what appears to be limitless expanse around them. Now, if only we knew where to go.
can I survive my way out of this?
If there was a where.
I have survival, is what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean.
But we're
Well-
taking care of one thing at a time.
You're on a small island. There's several other islands around you. But you're going to need this boat to travel from island to island, essentially.
No.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, bright side, we've got a boat. Right? We're not dead, and we have a boat.
How far away
Not-
do we think the islands are? Can we see them on the horizon?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Not sure about the whole not.
No worries, man. You're ad-libbing this all. It's like...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, don't worry about it.
I kind of
Technically, I'm
expected
not
a.
ad-libbing. I do have a whole ass module called Pirates of the Ethereal Expanse, and I'm like, I'm just gonna
Mhm.
borrow.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting a. And this is where we're gonna break, so I can prepare for next session.
Right.
Honestly, there's only like only a few miles between islands. You can see them very clearly.
Okay.
Also, you're
Cool.
not on a traditional world. As weird as this sounds, you're kind of in. You're in a place where you could see very far very easily.
Flat
Right,
Earth.
right.
It's not flat. It's technically think of like you're living on the inside of a fishbowl.
Flat Earth.
I will. So Nivli, throughout all this, is going to start exploring. Maybe we'll just. See if we
I'll go
can
with-
fashion an ore. I can make an ore, but it doesn't last forever.
I can make an ore with a
As long as it has metal,
metal inlaid handle. Yes,
in it. Hey,
exactly. Like we could even use a copper piece, and I would be able to make an ore from it.
Wow.
All right.
I can tell you how it should look and the
Yeah.
rough shape and size.
Show you the other ore.
when you're stranded and you need something, you might as well be with a forge cleric
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
or a creation bard.
Exactly.
Both of which exist, yes. We're incredibly resourceful between the two of us.
Right? What was that quote? Like that quote. Aren't you one of those guys? Those guys that you send them out into the wilderness with a Q-tip and something, and they build you a shopping mall.
I've never heard that one. The one I've heard is if you can't be handsome, be handy.
Oh,
Ew.
you know,
Coming from the Moose Rider.
if only I had some duct tape
Yeah.
and
Oh,
my
no.
towel. What I wouldn't give for my towel right now.
All right. So here you are on this island of black sand with just a few jungle trees around the center of it, and you begin searching it, I presume.
Yeah, if Nivli's gonna go exploring, I will definitely go with her. Just in
Yeah.
case there are any more
Who knows? what's gonna
transparent
be.
snakes.
All right.
For real, for real.
One of you give me a investigation check.
Okay.
Got you.
Who's good with investigation?
I am.
I was gonna say
Alright.
not me.
Bowman?
Guidance. Guidance.
Yeah, and I'll help if I may. I'm not proficient, but I am half proficient with a headband of intellect, so.
There you go.
Oh,
You do have
And
the headband.
normal,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Normal or advantage?
We scour the place.
This would be having multiple people just speeds it up. All right, 16.
Disappointment.
As you scour this little island, you do find a broken. I'm sorry, not a broken, but a cracked ore. You can fix it pretty easily. You have a cleric who is entirely dedicated to such things. But you also notice a few other things. Did you, Nivli, did you come along with, or who was on the exploration?
Yeah, I would have come. I wouldn't have stayed at the location.
Alright, so you found the damaged dinghy on the shores immediately. You have the rest of the damage, so you could repair that, get it to float, and that will give you transportation, but that'll take a little while. Also, you found that in the middle of this jungle area, should you enter the depths of this tiny little island, you find a fist-sized portal. Tolman's not there. You're knowledgeable enough, given the context clues, that this is a tiny little portal, probably to an elemental plane of water, or a plane that has a lot of access to water. And that is trickling fresh water onto the island. You also notice that the farther away you get from the edge of the shores, the warmer things get immediately. Like, you were pretty cold when you were in the water, but now things are becoming humid and muggy. And all these trees have strange nuts that look like you can pick them as well.
Interesting.
Do what you will for information.
I will see if there are any of those nuts on the ground, or pick one off the tree if there's not.
You could climb up the trees and pick them pretty easily.
Yeah.
Just like give me like a strength check or an athletics check.
Yeah. Who? Not great.
You get like a single nut before you like begin to slide down, and fear of crashing and burning, as it were.
All right. He'll like smell it, and then like kind of sort of taste it a little bit.
All right, give me a survival check.
All right. A what? Survival?
Yeah, survival. It smells a little acidic. It tastes a little bitter, but it tastes bitter in the way that medicine tastes bitter.
He'll take his dagger, his knife, and cut like a small piece off, and eat it. Guess there's only one way to really test it.
And so it is. Your gums flapping around a mouthful of bitter nut, that you realize that you might have to process this nut in order to get any medicinal qualities from it, because it doesn't really do much to you, besides make you eventually vomit.
Ugh. Oh. Maybe if we boil them to get the bitterness out or something. They're terrible. I mean, we've got fresh water, so I mean, things could be a lot worse.
Oh, well,
Fresh water, a boat.
starving yet.
Oddly enough, I'm not hungry.
Silverstring, I have a question. You know how you can make things similar to, kind of like what I can do? Can you make food?
Good question. You can create one non-magical item of your choice in occupied space.
So a
Nice.
feast.
I mean,
Is a feast one item or comprised of many items?
Realistically, we have a cleric with us, so
That's true. They do.
Well, if it could be like a roast, a dragon roast.
It has to be medium or smaller and can't be more than
Yeah.
20 times my bard level in gold value. So 100 gold, medium sized or smaller.
Well, even a pig roast would do, I feel. Like, that could feed all of us.
that cleric spell that I just posted is like above table.
Oh yeah, create food and water.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a 3rd level spell. Thank God.
My performance creation, the creation lasts equal to my proficiency bonus. It only lasts 3 hours, and then it disappears from our stomachs.
But if you're going that far, then you have to start like weighing, like how much of the familiar can you digest before it disappears and returns to where it came from.
Yeah, oh golly.
Which also underlies the fact you would have to keep it alive to digest it before it. Yeah, that's a whole can of worms.
It is a whole can of worms.
Oh my god.
Maybe Silverstring can at least create spices.
Sure.
I don't think we're that desperate yet. Like, let's...
Pieces. You have a whole gourd of nacho cheese flavored alcohol. You got all the
Yes!
flavor you need.
That's right.
Nibley just frowns at the mention of the nacho cheese gourd again.
Speaking of which, with the condition we find ourselves in, he will have a nice long drink from the brandy gourd or the cognac gourd.
Well, now careful there. We might need that later if we do end up stuck here forever.
Oh, right. I'm just carrying that. You know, it's easier to carry when it's inside of you.
Hmm.
Tolman, did you actually get up and move
Harder
yet?
to
Because I had you cuddling a book.
Oh yeah, I would have gotten up as soon as I got woken up.
So real quick, I will say this, Tolman, you kind of wake up, you come to, and you have one of the bags that you're cuddling to, and sticking out from the top, you see paper. Just a few beautiful sheaths of paper.
I immediately look at it.
So you pull out this folded piece of parchment. And written on it isn't any proclamations. Like with the Traveler's Journal, there's no deep-seated knowledge of where you are or how you got here. But instead, there's just a simple story, which I will post in game handouts. Oh, wait, hold on, this message is too long. And nestled next to that piece of paper, inside the bag of holding that you're cradling, is a massive chains. Chains upon iron chains upon iron chains.
Does anybody have need for these? And I'll start like slowly lifting up the chains.
I mean, I could always use them for metal, scrap metal.
Why would the birds have so many chains?
Oh,
Can I take a
I thought
look
the
at
chains
these?
were in the bag.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
They are in the bag.
Yeah. I mean, if it's possible to have an anchor from the boat,
Oh,
maybe. I mean, and he'll look at the silver water. If there's a bottom anywhere. I hope. I'm completely lost here. Got no idea where we are.
And Tolman's like, book. If you start dragging the chains out of the bag of holding, these are not chain segments. This is one pretty fine chain link that extends the entire space of the bag of holding. Like somebody took, they didn't just shove some chains in the bag of holding. They went in the bag and purposely wrapped these chains into a perfect sphere. The entire diameter of this bag of holding.
so it's like a net, like a chain net.
Are just the most hardcore ball of yarn you've ever seen.
I have a feeling this might be special or unique.
Knotted up Christmas lights.
Is there something in the center of this ball?
It will take you hours to figure that out. Just because it will take you hours to unwind the chain.
Oh, well, all Nibley has is time.
That's all you
Right?
have.
I was gonna say.
So as Tolman reads this folded up piece of paper, and as Nivley begins just, pulling chain in chain. 495 pounds of chain. Just one
I'm
little.
strong though. I'm strong.
It's more like the way they set it up.
Process.
Like you can't fit it out of the bag, so you have to actually like unravel it. That's the annoying part. So that's what takes so long. And in the very center of those chains, after you've unwrapped the final one, taken like a bit of cloth off whatever's in the center, you find a book. A large, heavy book. Probably about 30 pounds. It's one of those old school, just thick, handwritten things. And at the very... First of all, give me a perception check, Nively. And in the very front of it, you just see...
Guidance myself.
Yeah, you just see written in Celestial, if you can read it, just the Magna Libre.
Oh shit. Talmond.
Yes.
This might be what you've been looking for.
And Nively,
And
while you're talking, you can feel it quake in your hands.
it's moving.
And like Tolman's actively reading, so his eyes kind of slowly peel over. Like, I'm sorry. What?
It's moving. It's like quivering.
The book
The
is,
book.
or you are?
The book. I'm fine. I know this situation might be a little uncertain, like all of us might be feeling some sort of way, but I'm fine, as fine as I can be, given that we're in another dimension. But the book is moving.
The book is moving. Okay.
Is it like
give me a moment.
breathing moving or like just quivering?
It just quivered in your hands for a little bit. And then stopped.
And Tolman's gonna investigate the shit out of it.
Oh god.
I'm gonna slap him upside the back for guidance.
You must not read from the book.
And you're still inspired too.
I am pretty sure you're supposed to have disadvantage because of the Aether sickness. But I don't want to look that up right now, so that's just gonna be next week's problem.
You know, Nively, I swear you forget how strong you are. Every time you slap me, it hurts.
I'm so sorry. I do keep forgetting about that. Maybe I'll start like taking off a gauntlet or something and just patting you that way.
Do you want an investigation, arcana? What do you want?
Give me an investigation check.
Can I
Investigation.
insight the book?
Whoops, that's
Give
okay.
me an insight check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Disadvantage. So would the help negate the disadvantage or no?
You can't help, you're too busy investigating.
I think I rolled a 2. I think that's a 2.
It wasn't so yet.
17 with disadvantage.
Remember, you still have Bardic if you want to use it. And you roll 2d6 and take the higher one.
Sure, why not?
Oh, Nively had disadvantage. You did not, Tolman. So you got a 21, but you still can roll the inspiration if you want.
Yeah, sure, why not? Roll 2d6.
Let's see how high we can get this number. And the answer is 26.
26.
You investigate it. You turn this book over in your hands. It is, in theory, a book. In practice, it is almost a book. The pages aren't woven in correctly. Everything about it is bookish, looks book, but when you get down to the details, when you get down to the specifics, there's no ink anywhere on it. The inlay on the pages, the inlay on the cover seems like it was just always there. It's not flaking anywhere. It's as perfect as if it were printed yesterday. The stitching is not perfect, not sloppy. It's not there. Like, there should be nothing holding this book together, but it's held together by something. It's only when you go to open it that it resists.
Why do you fight me?
Maybe you have to ask it nicely.
Share what you have.
Maybe say please.
Please share what you have.
And so it is that when you say, please share what you have, the book sits in your hand, both like a book and not like a book, and seemingly uncaring about the niceties of your language.
Well, it was worth a shot.
It never hurts to say please. You have a book. The book. The entire reason you were sent here is now in your hands. It was in a bag in House Grey's Toll Castle, wanted by, or perhaps used by, the very cult that House Grey member was attached to. That your own Silver String was, albeit very distantly, attached to. Now, here you are, with your goal in hand, sitting under an alien sky, on an alien shore, and barely enough light to read by.
On the bright side, Silverstring, I don't think your father can find you here.
That's true.
And
So-
Tolman will be with you in 2 to 3 business days.
Though I had thought that before, maybe he does have some way. Or maybe we just find a life amongst the stars?
No. I have to go back. I remember the deadline. There's, as nice as this place is, maybe this can be a vacation home that we return to later.
Well, if you want to talk to your dad, I believe this journal will help. And to
No.
Nivlee's point, I definitely believe we need to head back soon.
Yes, the question is, how do we do that? We found an oar, we found a lot of chain, enough chain to make an anchor.
Great. We have a boat.
Shall we get sailing?
We can go island hopping while I
We fo-
read.
We found a place where we can get fresh water here on the island, and there's a lot of nuts in the trees. They're very bitter, and but I think if we were to, don't know, maybe open them and boil them or something, or do something with them, they could be a benefit to us. They're definitely not edible like they are.
Can I look at the nuts and see how they might be prepared to become edible?
Alright, since I'm playing this a little fast and loose, do you have an herbalism kit or alchemy supplies known?
I have survival.
Survival's not the question of everything.
Does anybody have herbalism or?
So go and make a medicine check then.
Okay. Medicine. Guidance. Myself.
You spend some time investigating this nut, applying your memory. Similar things exist in Radiance. Similar taste, similar feels. You know Tolman is starting to look a little long, a little pale. Perhaps whatever's ailing him could be assuaged with this strange nut.
Can I make it not so bitter?
Who knows what the alchemical processes will do to such a thing? But I'm sure with time, you can meddle with it until it's sweet. If the worst case scenario comes along, a spoonful of sugar does help the medicine go down.
Hey, Tolman, try sucking on this. And
Mm.
Nibley will hand it over. You don't look so great, and I'm not using you as a guinea pig or anything, but I feel like this might help.
Almond heard take this and help, and just like very nonchalantly kind of grabs the spoon and immediately puts it in his mouth. His eyes never leaving the pages of the books.
Oh my god. Nibley to the others will say, I guess we can like we could have told him anything. We could have said look at him, he's so engrossed.
Uh-huh. What did you need?
500 golds. I'm kidding.
Without thinking, he just kind of hands a bag and puts it like out as if someone was to grab it.
Oh no. I shove his hand back. I'm sorry. That was a joke. That was a joke. Keep reading.
Oh, okay.
And thus he goes back to reading a book he can't quite access yet. But he's got other books. Alright, so you're going to repair the ship, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
Correct.
Yeah.
Does anybody have carpenter skills? Like the DC's 10. It's not like a super hard DC. But I just imagine these like skillless fucking just
Wait
like,
a second. I think I can also make tools. No. That's an artifice.
But can you make the proficiency with
All right.
But yeah, like I'm just picturing like this has got to be the most jank fucking boat that's ever been put together. Like
Again, thankfully we have the bard with us for jack of all trades. At least partial skill with everything.
there are like leaves poking up out of this fucking boat. It's fucking patched in chains, keeping shit together. It has an anchor. That anchor is just a heavy ass fucking rock that you wrap the chain around the end of.
Yep.
And it's just like, after all this, it gets out onto the water, doesn't immediately fall apart, and the sweet taste of victory fills your mouth.
I'll take it.
Oh wait, if we need food, I can make mayonnaise from the alchemy jug. Yes.
Oh,
You'll never starve again.
define food.
Let that be your last resort.
Love it. And we survived for years on mayonnaise.
2 gallons of it a day. Oh god.
Nibley looks sick to her stomach.
It's like, what is it, Ratatouille? Like, once you muscle past the gag reflex, it's not so bad.
You can make 4 gallons of beer or 1 gallon of wine to,
Oh, and a gallon of honey.
Yeah.
You could have sweet mayonnaise.
Sweet mayonnaise.
I'm sure there's some sort of honey aioli out there.
You all might want to read this. And Tolman's gonna hand the folded piece of paper to everyone.
Oh.
Huh. So is the book a mimic?
Mm.
I'm not entirely sure.
Did you
Spell of
s-
Radiance a mimic?
right? Oh, good. Oh my. Well, I mean, so are we?
Are we mimics? That would be odd.
It looks like parts of the place were, or people within the place were. Well, I
Hopefully,
don't want to think about that.
it's a cache.
I'm
Solve
no
the problem.
mimic.
No, I have to agree with you. Not a mimic.
Maybe the book is though.
Somehow, I don't think Tolman would like us trying to burn it with fire.
Especially not since it's been his life's goal or
At
his
least
mission to find.
let me find out if it's a mimic or not. If it is, well, once it bites me, feel free to burn it.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily make it a terrible thing if it's a mimic. I mean, what motivates a creature like that?
Consumption, and in this case, consumption of spirit or knowledge.
It's not gonna eat your brain, is it?
I'll be honest, I have no idea.
In that case, maybe I should open the book.
Doesn't have much to eat then.
Well, he does have
less
quite a bit of
risk.
spirit.
I don't know. Do what you can, I guess. I'm gonna try to work on the boat.
Keep it running. Keep it from leaking.
Yeah,
Will
try to
goes
patch
and
it.
begins patching the 136 leaks that comprise the ship. It's a ship, you gotta name it, it's the rules. Meanwhile, Tolmond, as you now sit over
The
your
Silver
book,
Surfer.
that's the next stage of your hero's journey. I started as a string, then I was a surfer. What do I become next? Alright, Tolmond.
Tranced by the book.
Yeah, Tolman's spending all of his time trying to decipher the book.
Oh, you can't open the book. The book resists you.
Oh, that makes more sense now.
What if we all tried opening the book?
Maybe we don't want to open the book. Maybe
Yeah,
it'd
I
be
think
bad to open the book.
I think it'll
No.
open when it's ready.
I don't
Yeah.
think
When
we
it's
can
time?
force it.
Works.
It seems that Vikesh,
Yeah.
she found a new life after losing her old one and threw it all away in a moment of revenge.
Uh,
Yes, something to be
Maybe
learned there.
like the life was built on the idea of that vengeance.
Everything that she became, everything that she built herself up to be, she destroyed it all. Everyone, that included everyone she ever helped.
Oh, yeah. It's
She
my
she
understanding.
undid all the good that she did.
It's my understanding that fear can put a hold on people,
But if she killed the mimic,
but at what cost?
then maybe it was worth it?
But did the mimic really? Was the mimic really truly evil, though?
Hard to say.
It wasn't putting a plague upon people. It wasn't.
Uh,
Well, I mean, it ate her mother,
Okay,
but I
it
mean,
ate her mother, but
does
that was one
a
person.
and a bear might eat a person. It doesn't make it evil. Just hungry.
sure, that's not how the victim would feel.
It's just a beast, right?
I mean, yes. Just think of it this way. Killing an entire town for one bear.
Right, yeah.
It's like burning your house down just because you do not want a spider living in it.
I think we've all heard that story.
Oh, yes.
This mimic posed a bit of a greater threat, potentially, than just a spider.
I mean, a spider can be very poisonous. It could still be a potential threat.
Meanwhile, we're talking about a mimic that might have consumed
Venomous,
the
sorry,
world.
not poisonous, venomous.
Right,
I
right. I mean,
It's hard to say, but
this is
only
This is all-
time will tell.
this is all well and good, but I don't think it's getting us anywhere. We've explored the island. Mainly, all we found are bitter nuts. I think we should try
Well,
to
how
make
are
our
you
way to
feeling,
one of the
Coleman?
other islands.
See what kind of nuts they
how
have
are
on
you
that island.
feeling?
Yeah.
Is it helping you?
Yeah, is it working?
How's who feeling?
Tolmond.
Oh, I'm fine.
Like regarding the out of character, this is like regarding the nuts. Like, are the nuts helping him?
Oh, gotcha. I was
Thank
just
you
over
for
here.
clarifying.
Yeah. How did Tolman take the nuts last time? Just
Ate him.
just
I
ate
believe
them?
they were ground up and I took them orally off a spoon.
All right, so you took up the ground nuts. Let me check something real quick.
That is how you gave them to me, correct?
Yeah, I feel like I would have like taken the shell off, like taken a look at it. Maybe rinsed it in the ethereal water.
So they were chopped and doctored, quote unquote.
Honestly, chopped and doctored is apparently enough. I thought they had to be like tooled, but according to this book, nope, powdered is fine. So as the powder settles into your system, you can kind of feel this slowness eep out of your bones, this lethargy. The strange taste in your mouth fades away, and you're slowly starting to feel normal again. But it is a process, and yeah, Ross, I got there too.
I have a story about that after session.
Should we take any with us in case one of us gets sick later?
It's
That's a good
not
idea.
bad. Y'all should try it. My headache is definitely gone.
Right. Yeah. We'll take some with us in case we need them later. I think I'm fine right now. I don't think there's much else on this island, was there?
Nivli,
Yes.
as ever. You gotta answer me like that.
You know, you can do so much more.
As everybody else is kind of talking and fixing the boat and doing all this, you just happen to like peek up because I believe you have the highest passive perception.
Oh boy.
You just peek up and look over the shoulder, and in the distance, on this silvery twilight sea, which is gently lapping waves, the sounds of the beach and the distant squawking, you can see, standing on the water as if it were ground, 3 quadrupedal creatures. Go and give me a... Fuck it, give me a survival check. I was gonna say nature, but I'm like, no, I can't do it. It's gotta be survival.
Normal. Guidance myself? Guidance myself?
That's sure.
Okay. I didn't add guidance. Shit. Okay. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. I rolled another 2. What the fuck?
Look,
Can I counter the nature roll?
look on the bright side, guys. I don't think Silverstring has rolled a single 12 today.
Oh, there's a 12 right there.
There
There's a
you
12.
go.
Oh yeah.
Never
the
mind. We spoke
iconic
too soon.
Called it. It had to happen now.
You don't know
No.
what these are, per se. They look wolf-like, but their fur is just... It's cyan and blue. It's purple, and everywhere there's speckles of starlight. This is a wolf, perchance, if it were forged out of the very sky around you. I'll put this in art. There are 3 of these creatures standing on the water. And as your eyes meet theirs, there's that old, familiar twinge that runs down your spine. Because written in these creatures' eyes is one irrevocable truth. And that is, you are being hunted. And we're just gonna fucking end right there, to be perfectly honest, because
Oh damn it!
I know we're ending like 40
Gotta
minutes
be a
early,
cliffhanger.
but I got work to do.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.